Jerry Yellin has a few words on Operation Warrior Wellness.
Thank you. I was 17 on Pearl Harbor Day, and 2 months later, on February 15th, 1942, my 18th birthday, I joined the Army Air Corps. I was determined to fly fighter planes against my enemy. At the age of 19, I graduated flying school from Luke Field, and I was sent to Hawaii. And on March 7th, 1945, I flew as a professional pilot, cocky and courageous, to Iwo Jima, where I landed with my P-51. Iwo Jima is 650 miles from Japan, and we were to fly fighter missions escorting B-29s. Iwo Jima is 8 square miles of land, and there are 90,000 soldiers fighting each other, 67,000 American Marines and 23,000 Japanese. And there were 28,000 bodies on Iwo Jima, 3,500 bodies per square mile, 7,000 American Marines and 21,000 dead Japanese. On August 14th, the war ended, and I came home. And one day I was a warrior, and then I was a civilian, and I was lost. I had no ability to talk to my parents. I had no ability to communicate with my sister Maxine, who is here tonight. And for 30 years, I just listened to myself, and I was a lost 17-year-old captain from the Air Force. I met and married Helene in 1949. We celebrated our 61st anniversary this past October. She started to meditate in 1975. She had seen Maharishi on Merv Griffin's show, and I followed shortly thereafter, and I became a meditator, and I received my life back again. A few months ago, I received a phone call from a lady by the name of Lynn Clark, whom I knew quite well. And she asked me, did I know anything about fixing uniforms? And I said, what are you talking about, Lynn? She said, Dory, my son, committed suicide, and I want very much to bury him in his dress uniform. That shook me up big time. I knew what veterans were going through coming home from the wars today. Dory served in Bosnia and took his life 15 years later, and I just could not let that opportunity to do something go by. So I knew what the David Lynch Foundation was doing. I made a phone call, and instantaneously we began a new venture called Operation Warrior Wellness. Our group is expanding rapidly, and I ask you, please, you who have the ability to save the lives of all of these young men, nearly 800,000 sufferers of post-traumatic stress disorder from Iraq and Afghanistan alone, to open your hearts and open your minds to what is going on. Thank you very much. And now it is my pleasure to introduce a man of conviction, a man who doesn't talk too much, but who is a staunch supporter of the David Lynch Foundation, coming to you from California, Clint Eastwood.
Well, good evening, David. I just want to apologize for not being able to be there tonight at the Metropolitan Museum and be there for the David Lynch Foundation and the Wounded Warrior program. I think I'm a great supporter of Transcendental Meditation. I've been using it for almost 40 years now, and I think it is a great tool for anyone to have and to be able to utilize as a tool for stress. And stress, of course, comes with almost every business. but especially considering the stress that our men and women of the armed forces would go through, the anxieties of going either in or coming from combat, and stress syndromes of various types. I think it's a great tool. I think there's enough studies out there that show that Transcendental Meditation, or TM as we all call it, is something that could benefit everybody. And I congratulate you and everyone there tonight. And again, apologize for not being there. I want to pay tribute to Captain Yellin and Colonel Brian Reese and Ed Sloman, Master Sergeant, and everyone there who is supporting this organization. I think you'll find it's a great system to use, and life in general. Otherwise, why would I have been doing it all these years? Almost half of my life, I've just calculated. So have a good evening. I'm sorry I'm not there. Bye-bye.